the Iowa Farm Bureau is proud to present this amazing state tournament and celebrate the accomplishments of Iowa's student athletes. To the Iowa Farm Bureau, this is more than just a sport. It's hometown pride, it's hopes and dreams, it's our future leaders, it's a reason to do more and be more. And it's that farm-strong spirit that can only be found in Iowa. Congratulations to the student athletes and coaches on a successful year, and remember, today's successes are just the beginning of tomorrow's achievements.
Here in Greater Des Moines, we're the unexpected sports mecca that feels like home. We are the big ballers, the little kickers, the underdogs, and the bulldogs. We've got events wacky and wild, big and small, we host them all. That old sports cliche, nobody believes in us? Nah, when you come here, you'll believe. Because in Des Moines, only the S's are silent. Let's go!
At Mid-American Energy, we're one company serving 1.6 million people who all need energy that's available 24/7. That's why we work 24/7. That's why we make investments in our systems that make us more resilient to extreme weather. That's why we generate power from all available resources to cover the variables in supply and demand. And that's why when the power is knocked out, we work around the clock to restore power to you. Mid-American Energy, obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
Frank, when you think Fairway, you think fresh. Is that the winning culture you've tried to create?
Penelope Pineapple, what an unbelievable produce performance. How does your team stay so fresh?
Sunkissed Orange. Is it true Fairway has offered the freshest produce in town since 1938?
What can we say? Our produce is so fresh, we're speechless.
You're watching the 2024 Iowa High School Girls State Basketball Tournament presented by the Iowa Farm Bureau on the Girls Union Network, powered by Mid-American Energy. We're closing down the opening day at State with a rematch from last year's Class 3A quarterfinals as the 7-seed Benton Community Bobcats battle the 2-seed Des Moines Christian Lions. And hello, basketball fans. Delighted to have you with us here courtside from Wells Fargo Arena here in downtown Des Moines. Alongside my broadcast partner, Zarin Eggesdahl, I'm Hunter Phillips. And so, Zarin, here we go. We close out the opening day at State with a rematch between two teams that faced one another in the quarterfinals. And so, buckle up for a fun one here to close out the opening day.
Yeah, the 4-5 matchup from a year ago was a really fun one, and we're expecting that. As we talked about many times during this tournament, just because it's a 2 and a 7 or a 1 and a 8, you get a really good matchup sometimes in these parts of the bracket.
And so now let's go ahead and take a closer look into the two teams and how they got here with our road to State. And we'll begin with the 7-seed Benton Bobcats, who topped Monticello to advance to its third straight appearance here at State, a squad that can rain down threes. Benton is top 5 in Class 3A in three-point shooting, with senior McKenna Kramer leading the way with 81 made trays here on the season. But awaiting the Bobcats are the 2-seed Des Moines Christian, who is making its second consecutive trip to the state tournament and enter the well on a roll at 23-1. And the Lions have roared back to State thanks to tough defense, allowing just 34.5 points per game. So again, it is a rematch from last year's Class 3A quarterfinals to close out the opening day here at State. It's Benton and Des Moines Christian. We'll step aside for our first break. When we come back, we'll dive deeper into today's contest with the Seeds for Success, which are presented by Channel Seeds, and then the starting lineups as we continue to count down to tip-off here from Iowa's capital city. This is the 2024 Girls State Basketball Tournament presented by the Iowa Farm Bureau on the Girls Union Network, powered by Mid-American Energy.
This is our son, Sebastian. In 2021, he took half a pill he didn't know was counterfeit.
That tiny pill contained enough fentanyl to kill him almost instantly. Kids buy them on social media and share them with their friends, not realizing how dangerous they are.
Please talk to your kids about not taking anything that's not directly prescribed to them.
Our child will never get to grow up, but we want yours to be able to.
In Iowa, we all play by the same rules. Hard work pays off, practice makes perfect, success is something you earn, and teamwork helps us all be winners. The Iowa Pork Producers Association is proud to support statewide high school athletics. Because on our team and on yours, what we bring to the table is what brings us all together. Learn more about our commitment to Iowa at iowapork.org.
When you choose Delta Dental of Iowa, you set a chain of good in motion because we invest in your community. So whether you get your plan at work or purchase it through us, you get more than great dental and vision insurance. You make a difference for others. Choose Delta Dental for your smile, for your health, and for your community.
Getting closer and closer to tip-off here in this Class 3A quarterfinal between the 2-seed Des Moines Christian Lions and the 7-seed Benton Community Bobcats. Once again, Hunter Phillips, Aaron Eggestal here with you courtside on the Girls Union Network, powered by Mid-American Energy. Now it is time to dive deeper into tonight's contest with our Seeds for Success, which are brought to you by Channel Seeds.
Yeah, absolutely. And first of all, for Benton, you got to be efficient on offense. When you have the ball, you have so many different girls. They're a very balanced team. Actually, both these teams are very balanced. You got to be efficient offensively. You don't need just one or two girls shooting up shots early on the shot clock. We got time. Let's use time. Let's do it. Also for Benton, as a 17, you have experience. You played for a state title a year ago. You have the experience. Even if we get down by a few points, that's okay. We're going to come back. We're going to focus. And then, of course, rebound the basketball. Des Moines Christian was out-rebounded pretty well by Algona in that regional final. So you want to make sure you grab those boards there for the Benton Bobcats.
And then on the other side for Des Moines Christian.
Yeah, control the pace. Obviously, Des Moines Christian, that's what they've done a lot this year. You know, in talking to first-year head coach Harkin a little bit, you know, it was one of those teams that they didn't know for sure what they were going to have. You lose two really big pieces from last year's team. But one thing they've done this year is they've been able to control the pace in their games and team defense. You got to play defense. So this Benton team, because they have so many different weapons as a balance, you got to play team defense. You can't just shut down one or two girls. You have to shut down everybody. So everybody's got to, hey, talk here, talk there. I've got this girl, I've got that girl. You got to work as a team.
There you have it. Tonight's Seeds for Success are brought to you by Channel Seeds. The enhanced Channel Seed brand is here to help farmers like you up your game and rise to the challenge. Learn more at channel.com/rise. Both teams continuing to warm up before tip-off here to close out day one here at the state tournament. We'll take another break as well. When we come back, we'll meet the starters here for tonight's contest between Benton and Des Moines Christian on the Girls Union Network, powered by Mid-American Energy.
At Mid-American Energy, we're one company serving 1.6 million people who all need energy that's available 24/7. That's why we work 24/7. That's why we make investments in our systems that make us more resilient to extreme weather. That's why we generate power from all available resources to cover the variables in supply and demand. And that's why when the power is knocked out, we work around the clock to restore power to you. Mid-American Energy, obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
rematch from last year's Class 3A quarterfinals. We'll put a cap on day one here at the Girls State Basketball Tournament presented by the Iowa Farm Bureau. Benton and Des Moines Christian is the 2 versus 7 matchup. The winner of this game will go on to face the winner of tomorrow morning's first game of day 2 between the 3-seed Solon and the 6-seed Dubuque Wahlert. But the top seed Estherville Lincoln Central already punched their ticket to the semifinals, as did Mount Vernon in convincing fashion over Harlan. Class 5A quarterfinals already wrapping up with Johnston, Waukee, Cedar Falls, Dowling Catholic all making it there to the next round here at the Well. It's been a fun day since the morning, and it's going to be great to be able to close this one out between two teams who are awfully familiar with one another here on the big stage. And Darren, before we do meet both of these teams here, there's always those nerves no matter how experienced you are coming into the state tournament.
Yeah, of course, you're going to have those nerves, but Des Moines Christian not only was here last year, but they've also been at the state volleyball tournament for a number of years. And Benton, 3 straight years here, played for a state title last year, so you're going to have those nerves, of course, like you would in any game, but hopefully both teams will be able to shake those out both right away. And Des Moines Christian, you got some new pieces to this year's team, though, coming as the 2 seed. Of course, you lost those 2 big seniors and Caitlin Mumm last year at 308 points, and you lose Marin Miller, who scored 261, so that's 569 you lose.
All right, let's turn things over to Joe Hammond to meet both teams before our Class 3A quarterfinal.
Fans, tradition is an important part of the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union's storied history. Because our past is an integral part of what we do today, we ask that everyone in attendance please join in a round of applause to show our appreciation to all the women who have participated in high school athletics in Iowa. Because once an Iowa girl, always an Iowa girl. Fans, at this time, the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union and the Iowa Farm Bureau would like to recognize the outstanding sportsmanship shown by Benton Community High School and Des Moines Christian High School. In recognition of the importance of good sportsmanship, each state qualifying school was asked to nominate a spectator who represents their school and community in a sportsmanlike manner. Peyton Leibolt from Center Point, Urbana, a member of the IGHSAU Student Athlete Advisory Committee, will present each nominee with a certificate of recognition and a $250 check payable to their school scholarship fund. Please join us in honoring these individuals whose decorum and respect for others serves as a model for all spectators attending interscholastic events. From Benton Community High School, Brad Schroeder. And from Des Moines Christian High School, Dan Konigsfeld. The Iowa High School Girls Athletic Union promotes good sportsmanship by participants, coaches, and spectators. We request your cooperation by supporting the participants, officials, and spectators in a positive manner. Profanity, racial, sexist, or abusive comments or intimidating actions directed at officials, participants, coaches, team representatives, or event personnel will not be tolerated and are grounds for removal. We thank you for your cooperation and invite you to enjoy the game. Fans, it's now time to introduce the players in tonight's quarterfinal matchup. First, the non-starters for the Benton Community Bobcats. Number 2, Sophia Seek. Number 14, Marin Mitchell. Number 21, Avery Kramer. Number 25, Haley Suter. Number 30, Hannah Greiner. And number 34, Jessa DeMoss. The assistant coaches for Benton Community are Jeremy Suter and Mackenzie Banasic. Now let's meet the non-starters for the Des Moines Christian Lions. Number 3, Claire Kirkman. Number 5, Maddie Meeson. Number 10, Meg Muller. Number 12, Reagan Zimmer. Number 14, Ellie Owen. Number 15, Megan McGuire. Number 20, Jenna Roberts. Number 21, Etta Fish. Number 35, Grace Hudson. And number 44, Katie Hall. And now, ladies and gentlemen, are you ready for tonight's starting lineups? For Benton Community at guard, a 5'8" senior, number 3, Emma Townsley. And for Des Moines Christian at guard, a 5'6" sophomore, number 11, Addie Etker. For Benton Community at forward, a 5'10" senior, number 10, Piper Nelson. And for Des Moines Christian at guard, a 5'6" senior, number 24, Tori Burton. For Benton Community at guard, a 5'8" senior, number 12, McKenna Kramer. And for Des Moines Christian at guard, a 5'4" senior, number 33, Paige Hilgerson. For Benton Community at forward, a 5'10" sophomore, number 20, Aubrey Kelly. And for Des Moines Christian at forward, a 6'1" senior, number 42, Gianna Bennett. For Benton Community at forward, a 5'8" senior, number 23, Zoe Jungi. And for Des Moines Christian at forward, a 5'8" senior, number 45, Abby Hall. The head coach for Benton Community is Jeff Sittergruen. The head coach for Des Moines Christian is Chris Harkin. The floor officials tonight are Mike Kalvig, Casey Hofert, and Nathan Steggy. The bench official is Brett Behrens. Welcome, Benton Community and Des Moines Christian, to the 2024 Iowa Girls State Tournament.
And before we begin tonight's game, we'd like to once again thank the Iowa Farm Bureau, proud title sponsor of the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union, for their support. The Iowa Farm Bureau has an office located in each county across Iowa, and we'd like to thank the offices listed on your screen for their support of the two teams playing in our game tonight. Thank you, Iowa Farm Bureau, for supporting the IGHSAU and the Iowa Girl. Ball is up in the air. Des Moines Christian wins the tip, and we're off and running here in the final game of the opening day here at State.
Man-to-man pressure to start off with here for Benton.
One of the top offenses against the top defense. Something we'll have to give in order to move on to the semifinals. Abby Hall gives the basketball up for Etker. Tough drive into the lane, well defended by Benton, and now the Bobcats have the ball for the first time tonight.
Yeah, if you're Benton, you got to be really proud of that start on defense. You got to turn defense into offense now. You got to stop. Now you're looking for points the other way.
The 7-seed Benton Bobcats, and with an 18-6 record, third straight trip here to State. Second straight in the Class 3A field, and it starts off with a three-pointer from the top of the key by McKenna Kramer.
Yeah, that was the design play for her. They had a little pick play, couldn't get a hand in her face, and without a hand in her face, it's a pretty dangerous shooter.
She has now made 281 career three-pointers, probably the first of many tonight. Contact there on that three-point try, nothing called, and the Bobcats have the basketball with the early lead here. We have 6.5 to play, just getting underway in this first quarter.
Yeah, got a lot of ball there. Of course, Des Moines Christian looking for the foul, and Benton saying it's clean.
Runner in the lane does not go for Emma Townsley. Rebound for Des Moines Christian. Bringing it ahead is Addie Etker. Off to the corner, Hilgerson, high arching three, no. And scooping in the rebound is Benton. Benton representing the WAMAC Conference out of Van Horn, just outside of the Cedar Rapids Metro.
Offensive.
That will go against Emma Townsley, the 5'8" senior, who averages a team-high 15.3 points per game. A little action there in the low post. Back to work are Des Moines Christian, the 2 seed. Outside of the Des Moines Metro and Urbandale. And they will work it into the lane and draw contact.
Yeah, just a good experience take there for Hall. And Hall, we didn't talk about it too much in the pregame, but she's one of the better bigs we're going to find around here in Class 3A and has had a great season.
And the first free throw is in for Hall, who will play her college basketball at Cornerstone University, an NAIA program in Grand Rapids, Michigan.
Yeah. And she's really good from the free throw line. And right as I say that, she misses that, but 78% usually on the year.
And as a team, Des Moines Christian top 5 in Class 3A in free throw percentage. Benton with the basketball in the lead.
Same play.
Calling for it is Kramer. Made one from that same spot earlier and clanks off the front of the iron, and here are the Lions.
Yeah, they ran that same pick play this time, just a bit off the right side.
Edgar drawing a shooting foul.
Yeah, I think they're going to get her with the hand on the back there while she was going up with the contact, so.
Addie Edgar was certainly vital in the Lions' win over Algona in the Region 2 final. A game that was decided by 4 points as she gets that one to rattle home. 16 points, 7 rebounds. And again, going to defense and how that has just been the key for them all season. They've just forced 15 turnovers in that game. And we talked about it beforehand. They were out-rebounded by at least a dozen rebounds against Algona, but still, defense got them away to win and back here at state.
Yeah, and that's why we talked about Benton's got to rebound the basketball tonight, because they saw, Algona played right with this Des Moines Christian team when they rebounded.
Far corner, Aubrey Kelly. Setting the screen, Kramer. They work it here to Nelson. Off on the 3 near side. Shot clock did not reset. And the layup doesn't go for Jungi. And now the Lions work left to right.
And as we're going to see, both these teams are really balanced, as we talked about in the pregame show.
Seemed like a bit of miscommunication, but remains with Des Moines Christian.
You just never know who's going to lead the team in scoring. You never know who's going to score, especially for this Des Moines Christian team. You got girls who scored double digits in the regional semifinal, didn't score a point in the regional final.
5 on the shot clock. Great work finding her way through the lane and getting the finish. It's Addie Edgar, the second leading scorer, I should say, for the Lions at 8.5 points per game, and Des Moines Christian in front 5-3. So a 5-0 run here by the Lions after Benton scored on their first possession with a McKenna Kramer 3. They try to go with the 3 ball once more. Nothing going, and it will belong to the Lions. And now we'll have our first substitutions of the night, which are brought to you by IMT Insurance. Learn how you can be worry-free with IMT at imtins.com.
And a Fish is into the lineup for Des Moines Christian. Where's number 21?
Racing around the screen, faking the handoff. Addie Edgar and doing the bulk of the scoring here to start this first quarter as the run continues for Des Moines Christian.
Yeah, Benton's got to try to set up their offense like they did that first possession. Oh, yeah, we're going to get an offensive. They've been running that pick play. That's probably the 4th time they've run that pick play. It's been successful for that 1-3. This time they're going to get called for a moving screen. It's probably one of those things where if you get called for 1 or 2 moving screens with it, you're okay with it. But if you knock down 4 or 5 threes on that, it's worth it.
That's already 14 fouls on Benton in this first quarter. Again, this is a Des Moines Christian team that averages 34.5 points per game given up to its opponents. But a travel here is going to go against Etta Fish, who just checked in moments ago. So now Benton, who has not scored in quite some time, hoping that turnover can lead to points here on the other end as we see our first real press look from the Lions as the Bobcats did get it across the timeline, but afterward, Piper Nelson walked with the basketball.
Yeah, both teams with those travels there in that position. And again, we talked about both teams have experience in big games, but still, you're in a big arena for the first time this season, probably for most teams. And I know some teams play in some non-conference games, and this one, and then the Tyson Event Center there in Sioux City, but still have those nerves.
Especially in that first quarter. Step back three from the top of the key. No for Abby Hall.
And see, that's the versatility of Abby Hall. I mean, we'll see her inside. We'll also see her with a step back three from the outside. And even now, if you look at her on the floor right now, she's pointing out, hey, I got this girl, you got that girl. The leadership that she shows, the senior on this team.
Well, he talked about it in the Channel Seeds for Success communication. And for head coach Chris Harkin in his first season, calls Addie Edgar the most versatile player on the team. Right now, the Bobcats looking to get back on the scoreboard, trailing by 4. 2:20 to go here in the opening quarter.
They could have played that one in the backcourt, but they decided to take it back in the front.
Better safe than sorry there for Aubrey Kelly. 5 on the shot clock here for the Bobcats. Kramer lofts one up. And boy, Des Moines Christian's defense really is forcing the Bobcats out of sync right now.
Just swarming, and obviously if you have to heave one up at the buzzer, that's the person you want it to be, but also you don't want to have to be in that situation. See those fouls come in. You mentioned the 4 fouls already on Benton, though Des Moines Christian only 49% as a team from the free throw line this year.
Benton is now 0 of its last 5 from the field. Turnaround. Doesn't go there for Gianna Bennett.
Yeah.
Ball go the other way.
And rebounding, that's all set up by rebounding. You get a good rebound there for Benton. You force them to try to reach in on you, cause a foul. When we talked about rebounding, that's a big one there for Benton.
So forcing Benton to work out of this press. The Bobcats just bring it across the half-court line. And Benton got here by defeating Monticello by 7 points in their region final. They've won 7 straight entering the state tournament.
And you mentioned the WAMAC. Talk about the good teams they're playing. Not just on their side of the conference, but everywhere in that conference.
5 of their 6 losses this year, to your points there, and have come against state qualifiers. That for Benton. Etker couldn't get the finish. 1 minute to go.
Yeah, really good backdoor pass there by Grace Hudson. Good eyes as she got fed Etker backdoor. Just couldn't quite get it to go, but Hudson off the bench. That's a good spark with a pass there.
Looking to go inside is Griner. Here is Kramer. Time winding down once again on the shot clock. Lions have really buried the Bobcats deep in these scenarios. Some help defense there late for the Lions, but they'll get Des Moines Christian for the foul there on the drive.
Yeah, and that's a good, that's right there, Kramer trying to prove that she's not just a three-point shooter, that she can take a drive there, she goes up strong and get a chance from the free throw line.
Trying to end a lengthy scoreless drought, and Kramer does so. 3.5 threes made per game, second in class 3A. Back in 2022 here at state, she made 6 threes against Dallas Center Grimes. A state game, and we saw 8 threes made by Grace Knudsen earlier in the class 5A quarterfinals to break a 5A record that was once held by Caitlin Clark.
You're in good company there. Cedar Falls pulling the upset.
Sure did over number 2, Davenport North. And here we are in a 2 versus 7 in Class 3A.
Yeah, and it looks like Des Moines Christian electing to, there's not much of a few tenths of a second difference between game clock and shot clock. And now you see an opening, you're going to go. Contact and the foul.
Etker finishing with the foul. Knew it was a matter of time until she just found that crease in the lane and got the hoop with the harm.
Look at the concentration there. She sees the contact coming in. She moves the ball away from her body to get it out of harm's way and gets that opportunity.
Edgar with a strong first quarter. Final seconds here in this first quarter. That one doesn't bank in for Benton. And that'll put a close to our opening 8 minutes of action here at Wells Fargo Arena. Pretty low scoring between these two, but Des Moines Christian has the advantage over Benton after 1 quarter of play, 9-5. We'll return with the second quarter after these messages on the Girls Union Network, powered by Mid-American Energy.
Here in Greater Des Moines, we're the unexpected sports mecca that feels like home. We are the big ballers, the little kickers, the underdogs, and the bulldogs. We've got events wacky and wild, big and small, we host them all. That old sports cliche, nobody believes in us? Nah, when you come here, you'll believe it. Because in Des Moines, only the S's are silent. Let's go!
Level up your game at Central College. More than half of Central students participate in intercollegiate athletics because Central allows you to pursue your passions and be more than a spectator. It's the best decision ever. Apply today at central.edu. Alongside Sarah Eggesdahl, I'm Hunter Phillips. Here as we are 1 quarter into this Class 3A quarterfinal, 9-5 Des Moines Christian over Benton. Sarah, what really stood out to you there in that opening 8 minutes?
Yeah, I thought the defense was phenomenal actually on both sides, but Des Moines Christian really forcing Benton nothing other than threes, just like we saw right there.
Benton now 1 for 6 from beyond the arc. And the Lions back to work offensively. 3 pulled up by Hilgerson. Meanwhile, Des Moines Christian is searching for its first triple. They are now 0 for 4.
Yeah, and all the points for Des Moines Christian have been really tough to get. And that's what I mean by Benton having, some pretty solid defense in the first quarter as well, because Des Moines Christian was forced into tough shots.
Kramer's 3 doesn't get there. Good hustle to bring in the rebound by Bennett. Des Moines Christian ended that first quarter on a lengthy 9-2 run after Benton started off tonight with a 3 made by Kramer.
Yeah. Good eye coordination there by Bennett, the senior.
Slamming the door shut. Piper Nelson. Maybe a bit of a frustration foul on Paige Hilgerson there in transition, but what a denial by Piper Nelson, the 5'10 senior.
Yeah, and she was a big catalyst to that Benton team last year, getting all the way to the state title game, losing to Sue Center, who's playing in the 4A tournament tomorrow.
Kramer swinging to the left wing. Off the iron for Townsley. Rebound and putback. That's what it's going to take there. Piper Nelson getting it done on both ends.
Yeah, that's what she did all tournament last year, and there she is again. Just everything they need her to do. Grab a rebound. Shoot whatever you need to shoot from. That's what they're going to get out of Piper Nelson. She's an aggressive player. She picks up some fouls, but she does it with aggression.
Well, she is one of 4 Bobcats that average at least 4.5 rebounds per game, so it's spread out. Benton running out. A deep 3. It's off the mark for the Bobcats. Rebound for Des Moines Christian. 2 minutes into this second quarter. Spot up 3. In and out. Good box out and rebound there for Zoe Jungi.
Yeah, and for Benton, obviously you got a little bit of momentum. So, hey, let's see if we can hit a transition 3 there. Now we need to slow it down a little bit. We need to run our offense and try to set up a play.
Up top, it's Kelly. To McKenna Kramer, keeping the work around the perimeter. Des Moines Christian keeping close tabs on Benton with now 7 on the shot clock. Step back three, put in by Emma Townsley.
Yeah, good eyes there by Townsley. Sees that the clock is starting to run down and steps around a defender, shoots a three.
Had missed their last 8 attempts from beyond the arc, but Townsley, very terrific guard who's a facilitator and a scorer at a high rate, gets the Bobcats back in front, but not for long, as now both teams trade a few baskets here over their last trips down the floor.
Yeah, Meg Miller trying to go her good side there on the left, and it gets taken away, so she spins back to the right and scores there. Good transition move there by Muller.
Kramer, a little hesitation, looking to give to the opposite side of the lane. Going to get a foul on the floor, but just a tough pass there with 3 Lions right there in a congested lane.
Yeah, and that's what we talk about with Nelson, is she is aggressive. She's never seen a rebound that she doesn't want to go after, and sometimes that comes with picking up some fouls. I know she's had some of that in the past, but that's because of how aggressive it is. You talked about her rebounding right there. Loose ball, she sees it. I want ball. She goes to get ball, but got a little bit too much body as well.
Des Moines Christian entering the state tournament as the 2 seed, 23-1. They've won 20 straight. Their 23 wins tied for most in school history, and a large part of the success has been the ball movement and finishes from Edgar, who has 10 early points here for the Lions.
Yeah, great job. Now they've got him. Now after you get that bucket, now you can set up your pressure. Benton beats it.
Good work in transition. Kramer open 3. No. Oh, and the putback just a little shy there underneath for Aubrey Kelly. Edgar off the dribble drive. Here's Abby Hall trying to create off the dribble. And a foul is going to be called here on the Bobcats.
Yeah, again, it's just Hall just seeing a lane and taking a lane. Now all of a sudden, Nelson has 3. She picks up 2 quick ones here.
So here is Abby Hall. First free throw hits home.
Yeah, I think they're going to have to get her out for a little bit. You don't want her picking up any more fouls. We're still in the first half.
So Avery Kramer comes in for an IMT insurance substitution. And Hall makes the second.
Yeah, 78% on the year.
All 3 of her points have come from the line, and the lead is 5 for Des Moines Christian. 3:40 to go here in this first half, and how about the finish with the foul on the other end for Benton and Emma Townsley.
Yeah, that's the spark they needed there. They needed just to, obviously picked up a couple fouls. They were kind of getting down a little bit. This is what we talked about in the pregame. If you get down a little bit, you just got to go and make the next play, and that's exactly what Townsley, the senior, does.
Committed to play at Wartburg College. That'll make our colleague Paul Yeager happy about that. Here she is for 3 after a rebound off the missed free throw. Des Moines Christian cleans it up.
Yeah, she'll fit in well there. Obviously a very good program there at Wartburg, always playing for conference titles. And
well drawn up, well executed, except for the finish there from Hudson. But then the Bobcats cough up the basketball.
Yeah, they're seeing something as it was taken away there. They're seeing something, that backdoor cut. We've seen 3 or 4 opportunities at it here for Des Moines Christian. They're seeing a mismatch, being able to get a screen and a drive in the back door.
Grace Hudson trying to feed it to the high post, but the Bobcats knock it free. Back and forth second quarter. Des Moines Christian had the lead after the opening frame. We've seen lead changes and ties here within the second 8 minutes of this contest. And another foul here drawn by Emma Townsley, just really taking matters into her own hands here in the second quarter.
Yeah, we have a really great officiating crew here, as both officials had that there. They looked at each other and they both nodded at each other. Yep, got the same thing. You go call it. And obviously they've done a great job, good communication.
Gives us a great opportunity to thank all of our officials, not only throughout the season, but especially here at State. I know that this is a big deal for them to be at this stage, and thank them for doing a great job of officiating here throughout the course of the week. 1 point ball game. Des Moines Christian with the ball in the lead. 2:20 remaining here in the opening half. Moeller to a backdoor cutting Addie Edgar. She'll backtrack the dribble. Pulling up for three. Fish knocks it down.
Yeah, that was a really good job there by Fish as they were trying to get backdoor. Benton was taking that away, and then Fish just gets open. And she was communicating really well defensively before.
Reach-in foul underneath on Des Moines Christian. That was Fish's third three made of the season and the first made for Des Moines Christian tonight.
Yeah, Fish comes in and gives them a really good lift off the bench as far as defense, and we see her with that. You know, when you see her out there, she's always pointing, you know, here talking. I actually heard her a little bit ago, even with the headphones and stuff on. But then comes in, hits a three.
Kramer now 3 for 4 from the line tonight. She has 6 points. Emma Townsley has a team-high 7 points. 3-point lead for Des Moines Christian. Shot is off target there from Hudson. And a whistle immediately after the miss.
And should be free throws, I believe. Yep, so we'll change that. Yeah, it should be free throws. I'll make sure who's the shooter? That's the big thing I think it's Kramer. And we know Kramer can shoot the basketball.
Well, she has shown that throughout her career this season, a 68.5% free throw shooter. Hits the first.
I love the colorfulness for Benton as well. All their different colorful shoes and laces and
going all out.
Yeah.
Making the 2-hour or so trek from eastern part of the state. You don't want to forget anything at home. Crossover, Edgar. Here's Fish. Has the hot hand. Takes a bit of a slip. Oh, but they'll get Benton for a foul. Pretty close play there in the low post.
Yeah, Benton fans wanted to travel. Of course, Des Moines Christian fans want a foul. It's where the foul comes in, and the foul was there before the travel was, so good call by our officiating crew. And
another look at it.
Yeah, the bump there, and that's what they get her for.
13 foul on Benton. Under 90 seconds to play in the first half. Tight ball game. Hudson backing up her defender and gets the friendly roll.
Just says, feed me the basketball. I want this one-on-one, and she goes with the right hand.
Hudson with her first points off the bench. Quick try there from Avery Kramer. And off the miss. Here come the Lions with a minute to go here in the second quarter.
Yeah, they got a moving screen offensive on Hudson, I believe. Yeah, Hudson just kind of was moving around there in the driving lane.
Again, in this instance, no bonus free throws for Benton.
With the offensive.
Directing traffic. Senior point guard Emma Townsley, one of the state's leaders in assists per game. A great floor general throughout her career for the Bobcats. Good shot fake there initially from Kramer. Off to give it back to Townsley. Short corner jumper from the left side of the baseline. Drops down for Aubrey Kelly. 5'10 sophomore who averages 7 points per game. Back to a 1-point lead for the Lions, who can hold for the final shot here. Edgar trying to work around the screen. Here's Hall for three. Knocks it down.
Yeah, that's the tough part for Benton defensively, is because most teams have that person that's going to shoot that last shot. Des Moines Christian has a lot of different girls they could go to. And, of course, Hall's had a good first half, knocks it down.
So in the waning seconds, Abby Hall knocks it down from downtown to put an exclamation point to the end of the first half, where Des Moines Christian will take a 23 to 19-point lead over Benton. We'll step aside for a break. When we come back, we'll have our halftime report coming up next here at Wells Fargo Arena on the Girls Union Network, powered by Mid-American Energy.
At Mid-American Energy, we're one company serving 1.6 million people who all need energy that's available 24/7. That's why we work 24/7. That's why we make investments in our systems that make us more resilient to extreme weather. That's why we generate power from all available resources to cover the variables in supply and demand. And that's why when the power is knocked out, we work around the clock to restore power to you. Mid-American Energy, obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
Sway's the place for you!
Something exciting is growing on Iowa farms these days. Innovation. From tractors that seed, weed, and harvest with data-driven precision to drones that scout or plant cover crops to protect soil and water. Even our animals live in smart homes with round-the-clock care. Technology keeps your food safer, water cleaner, and makes us more sustainable. Because what we do here benefits everyone here. Life on the farm makes everyone's life better.
Six million people who all need energy that's available 24/7. That's why we work 24/7. That's why we make investments in our systems that make us more resilient to extreme weather. That's why we generate power from all available resources to cover the variables in supply and demand. And that's why when the power is knocked out, we work around the clock to restore power to you. Mid-American Energy, obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
The Iowa Farm Bureau is proud to present this amazing state tournament and celebrate the accomplishments of Iowa's student athletes. To the Iowa Farm Bureau, this is more than just a sport. It's hometown pride, it's hopes and dreams, it's our future leaders, it's a reason to do more and be more. And it's that farm-strong spirit that can only be found in Iowa. Congratulations to the student athletes and coaches on a successful year, and remember, today's successes are just the beginning of tomorrow's achievements.
At halftime here at Wells Fargo Arena in Des Moines, Des Moines Christian leads Benton by a score of 23 to 19 alongside Zarin Eggesdahl and Hunter Phillips. And so, Zarin, you look at really the first half here. First quarter, Des Moines Christian led there after the opening 8 minutes, 9-5, and then both teams were able to put up 14 points there in a back-and-forth second quarter, and that's how I guess I would describe what we saw in the first half, just a lot of back and forth.
And so even. You look at the turnovers, it's only 5-3. We have a total of 8 turnovers between the two teams. We talked about the rebounding a little bit. Benton, 18 rebounds are out-rebounding. Des Moines Christian has no offensive rebounds, so that's one thing that they need to look at in the second half.
All right, well, now we'd like to take a moment to once again thank our title sponsor, the Iowa Farm Bureau, for their support of the state basketball tournament. Earlier this week, the IGHSAU had the opportunity to speak with Iowa Farm Bureau President Brett Johnson to learn more about the Iowa Farm Bureau's support of the IGHSAU and student athletes here from across the state.
Thanks for joining us for the 2024 Girls State Basketball Tournament. I'm Matt Hominoff with the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union. We want to thank all of our partners for all the great support we get from around the state. None more important than our proud title sponsor, Iowa Farm Bureau. With me today is the president of the Iowa Farm Bureau, Brent Johnson. Thanks for joining us, Brent.
Yep.
Why does the Iowa Farm Bureau feel so strongly about supporting the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union and our tournament games?
Well, Matt, the Iowa Farm Bureau has been the title sponsor for the Girls Union now for 19 years. And once again, very proud to be a part of this year's state girls basketball tournament. And, this tournament highlights the work ethic, teamwork, resilience, and dedication that these girls have contributed for a year's worth of dedication to their craft. And just like that same spirit, the Iowa farmers are the best in what they do across this entire country, not only in production, but also in conservation. And you put all that together, and there's a lot here to celebrate.
Yeah. Your support for the IGHSAU goes beyond youth and education. What other support does the Iowa Farm Bureau provide Iowa's youth?
Yeah. Well, Matt, here at Farm Bureau, we believe that today's youth is tomorrow's leaders, and we're proud to support them in many different ways. One of those is by our scholarship program. Every single year, we give nearly $500,000 across the entire state to those kids so that they can continue their education at a higher level. We've also partnered with the Girls Union and the Boys Association now for several years to offer concussion insurance for those student athletes who compete in sanctioned sports across the entire state so that they can do so at a high level and feel safe doing so. And that is at no cost to that student or their families. Third, we've given teachers across the state nearly $500,000 so that they can properly equip their classrooms to do their jobs better. And most recently, just last year, the Iowa Farm Bureau gave the Iowa FFA Foundation $1 million so that they can properly place ag teachers and ensure that students across the state have an exposure to agriculture and how it affects their lives every day.
Yeah, so the students participating in this year's tournament are taking home some pretty neat souvenirs. But one new item that they're taking home are the championship ball caps. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Oh, absolutely. The girls who are competing at this year's tournament are actually taking home quite a bit of swag this year. Of course, we have the bag tags and the signature basketballs that the girls have been used to seeing over the years. But this year, we've added a championship ball cap so that those girls who actually win the tournament have an extra souvenir to remember that if they put their minds to it, they can accomplish anything.
Well, thanks again, Brent, for both your and everyone at Iowa Farm Bureau's support of the Iowa Girl over the years.
In Iowa, we grow corn. A lot of corn. Corn is what supports us. It feeds our livestock, it fuels our vehicles, and powers our state. It nourishes our families. A cash crop? Yeah, but it's way more than that. Corn sustains us. It's who we are. Without it, we'd just be... well, you get the picture. In Iowa, we grow corn. But the truth is, corn grows Iowa.
The thing I love about Clark is that you're never just one thing. I'm not just a student. I'm a future doctor. I'm an athlete on a history-making team. I'm a community member supporting the causes I care about. I'm a friend, a neighbor, a leader. At Clark, you can become anything. What will you be? Be you at CU.
Fans Official State Tournament merchandise is now available online. So now it's time to get your smartphones out. Just scan the QR code on your screen now or visit IGHSAU.org to browse and customize your merchandise to match your style. At halftime here at Wells Fargo Arena in Des Moines, Des Moines Christian leads Benton 23-19 in this Class 3A quarterfinal. Now let's go ahead and glance over our Sioux Cup stats summary from the first half. And Zarin, especially when it's really tight like we've seen here through the first two quarters, there's a few areas that stand out. Points in the paint, Des Moines Christian with a 10-4 advantage there. But then for Benton, not being able to give Des Moines Christian a crack at getting an offensive rebound like we talked about to start halftime. So those are many of the numerous stats that we really saw there in the first half.
Yeah, and you mentioned how close the game's been. The largest lead has been 5 points in this contest. We expect that in the second half. So you got to do all the fundamental things right? We know how to shoot the basketball. We know what to do. It's all the other things that we got to do. We got to pass. We got to rebound. We got to use our eyes. And we got to facilitate. As you talked about, a couple of those players out there really got to find those lanes and find the open shooter. Let's not just, puck up shots when we need to.
So looking at the individual stats, McKenna Kramer got the night started with a 3-pointer. She had 8 points in the first half to lead all scorers for Benton. And then on the other side for Des Moines Christian, Addie Edgar was able to have 10 of the Lions' 23 points. Abby Hall had 6 points, of course, with that 3-pointer to close the first half. Emma Townsley with 7 points there in the opening half as well for Benton. Des Moines Christian will start off the third quarter with the basketball. Again, the winner of this game will go on to face the winner of our final Class 3A quarterfinal, which will take place tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock a.m. between the 3-seed Solon and the 6-seed Waller Catholic. So a trip to the semifinals is up for grabs, and we're back underway here at Wells Fargo Arena on the Girls Union Network, powered by Mid-American Energy.
And Benton got a good stop to start the game when Des Moines Christian won the opening tip. So I'm sure they want to set the same kind of tempo defensively here in this second half. There it is.
Ball tipped. And now a scramble for the loose ball. And to get a tie-up possession arrow, Benton.
Yeah, that's an easy one for the scorers table. We just saw Des Moines Christian get the basketball to start, so we know, obviously, that quick jump ball is going to go to Benton. And now for Benton, a team that shoots nearly 30% from beyond the arc this year, just 2 of 13 so far. Can they get Kramer open? She is such a lethal three-point shooter. They looked for her right away, didn't find a lane. We'll see if they can get her open.
Second in Class 3A in three-pointers attempted at 26.5 per game. Here's one, and it drops down on cue.
She makes herself open there. She ran all the way into the paint, then to try to get her defender off her, then ran back out, gets that ball, and just squares up and knocks it down.
Second three on the night for Kramer. One of 4 seniors in the starting 5 for Benton. Good work getting to the hoop, but Hall couldn't get the finish. Back come the Bobcats. Here bringing it up the floor is their senior point guard, Emma Townsley. The rim not being too kind there to Piper Nelson.
Yeah, Nelson had to sit late in that first half with foul trouble. Comes back in, makes a good move, but just can't get it to fall.
Edgar working her way to the basket. Will remain with the Lions. Representing the West Central Activities Conference. Only loss on the season came to Dallas Center Grimes, who will be playing in Class 4A action tomorrow. They were number 1 in Class 4A at the time of that loss back on December 1st. But here is Benton, also a team that is no stranger to facing tough competition. Catch and shoot 3, Townsley no. Rebound by Gianna Bennett.
Yeah, a team that played within 10 points of Waverly Shell Rock, who's a team that's a favorite, one of the favorites in 4A.
Addie Edgar does such a great job of being able to find her way there to the rack, no matter if it's from the top, but also there probing around the baseline. As the Lions up by 3, over 2 minutes here into this third quarter.
And she's just a sophomore, too. That's the other thing, that she got so much growing still to do, which is hard to think about with how well she played right now.
Well, a veteran Layden really line up on the floor for both teams, and she's the exception. That one doesn't quite get to the iron for Zoe Jungi.
Benton, they're gonna talk about this one. Benton fans and the Benton staff, they think the ball was tipped. So the referee is gonna get together. I like this. Let's get together. Hey, what did you have? What did you have? Let's make a good call, and that's what they're talking about right now.
Just clarifying what each other saw.
There it is.
Just another great example of the great communication we have had here with our officiating crew and You could really see it there in the latter half of that replay.
Yeah, and now they have to update the shot clock, because the ball was tipped out of bounds, so the shot clock can't reset. So they do reset it. We've only 4 seconds.
So quick work here for the Bobcats out of their inbounds, and they do so. Townsley puts in the triple.
Had that designed perfectly to Townsley. They thought, Des Moines Christian thought Kramer. Nope, Townsley.
2 threes already here in the second half made for Benton, who will get the basketball once again as we're tied up here at 25.
Yeah, just like that. Benton trailing at halftime come out, firing on all cylinders so far here in the second half. They have as many three-pointers already here in the second half as they did in the entire first half, and we've played 3 minutes of basketball.
So the break at the intermission certainly paying dividends here to start for the 7-seed Benton Bobcats. Using the screen, Townsley. Jungie going up and nearly got the finish there with the contact. But Zoe Jungie, 5'8" senior guard, will be at the line for the first time here tonight.
Yeah, just again, seeing some space in the defense and going after it. Des Moines Christian's done a really good job at times of plugging the holes up the middle and forcing Benton to, they still shoot well from three, but forcing them into some of the tougher threes. But that time, you saw a lane for Jungie, and she took advantage of it.
Jungie 0 for 2, another rebound brought down by Bennett. Scampering ahead are the Lions. Oh, well defended there in transition by Piper Nelson. That's where she has really made her mark on the game tonight, with yet another block, at least her second. Few handoffs at the top. And the three ball starting to work here for Benton and Aubrey Kelly.
Yeah, a team that shoots so well and shoots so many of them shoot so well. The sophomore Kelly comes in and knocks one down. You knew they were going to start falling eventually.
Largest lead since burying a three to start the game in the first quarter for the Bobcats. Here at the halfway part of the third quarter. Edgar looking for an opportunity. Sees it and gets the teardrop to fall.
Yeah, that's a great answer there. One sophomore hits a three, the other sophomore comes back and just methodically through there, right? She didn't force anything. She waited for the defense to open up, and she took it.
Piper Nelson working her way in, and it rolls through. Timeout here is going to be called by Benton. And it is going to be a full timeout, so we will take a break here as well. Fun one here to close out day one at state. Benton up by 3 on the Girls Union Network, powered by Mid-American Energy.
Mid-American Energy, we're one company serving 1.6 million people who all need energy that's available 24/7. That's why we work 24/7. That's why we make investments in our systems that make us more resilient to extreme weather. That's why we generate power from all available resources to cover the variables in supply and demand. And that's why when the power is knocked out, we work around the clock to restore power to you. Mid-American Energy, obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
Well, you couldn't have drawn up a better start for the Benton Bobcats here. Out of halftime, they've outscored Des Moines Christian 11-4, and Saren, it's been because of a variety of things. Number one, the three ball has been working. The Benton fans have loved what they have seen here to start the second half. Not only that, getting after it on the glass, and also defensively really forcing the Lions into some tough positions.
Yeah, exactly what that kid was doing there. Benton has been flexing their muscles. What do they do best? They shoot threes and they rebound. What have they been doing so far to start? Shooting threes and rebounding.
Driving in from the corner. Oh, how about the ball being kept in by Hilgerson? Held ball after all of that action there below the basket. It will stay with Des Moines Christian. But how about Hilgerson not being fooled by Benton trying to throw it off of her and make it Bobcat basketball?
Yeah, there was a lot going on there. Kramer gets the block, tried to throw it in. It gets saved. Oh, wow.
Up and under by Abby Hall. That's a hard earned two for the senior. Lead trimmed down to 1 for Benton.
That's one of those things that coaches will preach at a young age. Use the backboard to your advantage.
Townsley can't get the 3 to go.
They're going to call a foul on Des Moines Christian before. Yeah.
Piper Nelson not only with the blocks, but just brings those rebounds down with authority, just like we saw there.
Yeah, they tried to pop the ball out of Nelson's hands, and that's where the foul is going to come in.
Trying to wedge her way through the Lions. Kramer's layup comes up shy. Here's Hall to give to Etker. Basketball Moeller. The skip down low. Bennett hasn't had many touches offensively. The hook shot doesn't go.
And see if Hall looks like she's going to get up. They were both going for that rebound, and the entire body weight came down right on top of Hall there. And I know not a whole lot, but it's still an entire human's body weight, coming down on top of you there. Fighting for that basketball, and Hall looks like she's okay, but was a little shaken up at first.
Just has the makings of every possession counts. Here and where the lead for both teams, he said, has been as large as 5 points. That's it. Good look for a 3 from Kelly. Made a 3 here earlier. Etker, nice dish in transition. And putting the finishing touches on it is Meg Moeller.
Yeah, and again, that's a sophomore that has her eyes up the court. I mean, that's tough to teach at that young of age.
Third assist of the night for Etker. And for Moeller, she has 4 points. What a find in transition to give the Lions the lead back. And they led by 4 at halftime.
Oh, step there.
Individual effort there. And the paint for Zoe Jungi.
Off the bench. She comes off the bench and gives a really big boost to Benton.
Both benches have really provided a spark here thus far tonight. Hall was working her way to the basket. Benson thought that it was a clean block from Kelly, but Hall will go to the free throw line.
And Hall's really, there's body there. So, that's one of those situations. A lot of times people in the crowd sometimes forget about that there's 2 aspects of it. Did she block the ball clean? Probably, but her body ran over the offender. That's where that foul is going to come in, is with that body. So in order to get a clean block, you have to get the ball cleanly and not use your body to ram the other person.
A lot of moving pieces to that. Hall with 8 points tonight, 3 rebounds. They'll give her 9. Knotted up at 32, approaching the 1 minute mark in this third quarter.
That was just the first foul on Benton in the quarter, too. They had a little bit of foul problems in the first half. Only committed 1 so far, under a minute to play in the third.
Open 3, Jungi doesn't get there. How about Townsley coming in out of nowhere to pick up the loose ball, but after a denial there below the basket, ball rolls out of bounds, last off of Benson.
Yeah, I love the fire that Des Moines Christian is playing with right now after, a little momentum going the way of Benton. Burton runs that ball down. She screams, "Let's go," trying to fire her team up. Fierce competitor.
Hall pulls up for 3, knocks it down.
A step back. Look at that. That's cool.
Hall with her second tonight. And they've all come within the final minute of a quarter. The lead is 3 for Des Moines Christian. What can Benton do here? The final 17 seconds and counting to go in the third. Townsley from the baseline. No, Etker, plenty of time here for the Lions. Heave ahead for Moeller. Layup, no. And the Lions can't put up a last-second shot in time, and that will take us to our 4th and final quarter. It's been entertaining from the jump. Des Moines Christian 35, Benton 32. We'll be back with the 4th quarter after this on the Girls Union Network, powered by Mid-American Energy.
At MidAmerican Energy, we're one company serving 1.6 million people who all need energy that's available 24/7. That's why we work 24/7. That's why we make investments in our systems that make us more resilient to extreme weather. That's why we generate power from all available resources to cover the variables in supply and demand. And that's why when the power is knocked out, we work around the clock to restore power to you. MidAmerican Energy, obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
Frank, when you think Fairway, you think fresh. Is that the winning culture you've tried to create?
Penelope Pineapple, what an unbelievable produce performance. How does your team stay so fresh?
Sun-kissed orange. Is it true Fairway has offered the freshest produce in town since 1938?
What can we say? Our produce is so fresh, we're speechless.
Hey fans, the Iowa Bankers Association is the proud sponsor of the Parade of Champions and the Iowa Student Achievement Award. 3 quarters down, 1 more to go to decide who will move on to the 3A semifinals. McKenna Kramer looking to tie up the contest with the Moines Christian up by 3, and the Lions have figured things out here in transition. Good outlet passes leading to buckets on the other end.
Yeah, we just talked about the fierce competitor, the fire that Benton had. She's a senior on this team. She wants the season to keep going here, and she's fighting hard inside.
2 teams that met in the quarterfinals a year ago. It was Benton that came out on top, eventually made it to the Class 3A championship, fell to Sioux Center. So the rematch certainly has been on the minds on both of these sides since they found out the bracket. 5 on the shot clock. Townsley, desperation heave, does not go. Bennett bringing down yet another rebound.
And that was a 6-point, really good game. 40-34 was the final on that one last year, with Benton come out on top. So another classic here between these two teams. 5 points at the moment.
Tied for the largest lead here tonight for the Lions.
Which is, a credit to Des Moines Christian, because it feels like Benton's had so much momentum in the second half, but here we are with Des Moines Christian leading.
Tracking down the rebound is Kelly. And now the Bobcats work it the other direction. Townsley going up, finishing there with the foul.
Yeah, just good work there by Townsley. She's been working hard inside there. We've seen her knock down some big shots outside. And look at this, just off the dribble, through the contact, throw it up. Now you have a chance.
Not shying away from it tonight. She completes the 3-point play. 13 points for Townsley tonight. The lead is 2 for the Lions, looking to add to it. Nice give down to Hall, who got the backdoor cut position in the middle of the lane.
Good eyes by Burton there. Sees Hall. And that's Hall. We haven't seen a whole lot of Hall. I mentioned earlier we're going to see Hall a lot in the inside as well. Oh, here we go.
Edgar with the steal. Coast-to-coast lay-in.
Largest lead for DMC. What can they do defensively? Benton needs an answer. Who are you going to go to?
Jungie off the screen below the free throw line. Townsley, right-handed floater. This time doesn't get the shooter's touch. The Lions with a much concerted effort here on the glass, making a one-and-done possession for Benton.
Yeah, this
Hall dials one up, you bet.
Well, she knows better than me. I was just going to say, this is where we talked about earlier, controlling the pace. Maybe, look for something there, but she saw an opening and she wanted to try to put her mark on the game.
Abby Hall standing tall, and a timeout is called here by Benton. And we will take a timeout as well, as Des Moines Christian has their largest lead here of the ball game on the Girls Union Network, powered by MidAmerican Energy.
Mid-American Energy, we're one company serving 1.6 million people who all need energy that's available 24/7. That's why we work 24/7. That's why we make investments in our systems that make us more resilient to extreme weather. That's why we generate power from all available resources to cover the variables in supply and demand. And that's why when the power is knocked out, we work around the clock to restore power to you. Mid-American Energy, obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
Des Moines Christian 44, Benton 35. You see some of the young Lion fans here at Wells Fargo Arena. You know, with a tip-off as late as this one, you never know what the energy level is going to be like, but both of these fan bases and communities have brought it in. Even the teams have as well.
Yeah, absolutely, and we've seen the pace. Look at that. You got a senior and a sophomore that have had a huge game. Now what does Benton do here? They need an answer, trailing by their largest right now of 9.
Abby Hall after that 3. She has 11 points here in the second half. The senior coming up big here. But Benton still will have the basketball.
Coach Harkin calls Hall the staple of this team, just kind of brings everybody together. And she knocked down a big shot there.
Third 3 of the night. Bobcats can score in a hurry. Kramer doesn't get the 3 to go, but Townsley with such effort, determination. Deep 3 is brought down by Kramer.
You need a big shot, you go to a big-time player. That young lady right there is a big-time player.
Third 3 made tonight for Kramer. Bennett.
Good defense by Benton. Took away that backdoor cut. They were looking for the backdoor cut there from Bennett to Burton. It was taken away. Great defense by Kelly, just a sophomore for Benton.
Bennett got it with the foul. How did Addie Edgar thread the needle and find number 42 who got the hoop with the harm?
Yeah, and Gianna does a great job here. Watch her take the contact and still get it up there. And of course, Jungie was a little, didn't really like the foul, but you saw the contact, it was there.
So first points tonight for Bennett and a 3-point play. High scoring start here for Des Moines Christian. Benton looking to respond with a basket of their own. Jungie for 3. It was on target, but not there. Bennett secures the rebound, but an errant pass in transition, scooped up by the Bobcats at center court. Townsley races by her defender and gets the layup in.
Yeah, one DMC probably just wants us to hang on to the wall. Let's get it across the court and run some clock here, and instead, Benton some life here, down by 7.
Abby Hall. Got into Moeller near side. Bennett traveled with the ball, and that was Jungie. They're just staying vertical defensively.
Yeah, Jungie got called for that foul a moment ago, comes back with a great defensive play. So that's one of those athletes we talked about off the bench. She's a senior, the 5'8 senior. And, just comes up, makes a great defensive play.
Townsley off the screen. Right corner 3 or left corner 3. Not there for Kramer. Big O board brought down by the Bobcats. Townsley challenging the Lions, who wanted nothing of it. Still scooped up, kept alive by Benton. Trying to use all of the glass with some contact there going up. Jungie, but nothing called.
Des Moines Christian bench, they were waving their hands, slow the game down. That's what they're looking for.
Hall. Layup not there. A quick trip down. Coming down to it here at Wells Fargo Arena. 47-40, the lead for Des Moines Christian. Approaching 2 minutes to go. Kramer puts it in.
Wow, from outer space there, Kramer. Oh, man. She is trying to keep Benton here.
Unlimited range for McKenna Kramer, her second tray here of this fourth quarter. And we will go ahead and keep it here with just over 2 minutes to play. And this fourth and final frame, 47 to 43, Des Moines Christian. But the Bobcat fans, I'll tell you what, they have loved the three-point play this season. They've seen a lot of them, and that is what has helped get them here to state for a third consecutive time.
Yeah, absolutely. They shoot the three well, 28% this year on the crazy amount of threes that they've taken, and score about 51 points per game this year, but it's been a lot about that defense, and they need to stop right here. After you get a big three, you're looking for a stop, and this could be a one-possession game just like that.
Benton is 7 of 28 from three tonight. And in the first half, they were just 2 of 13. It really got started in the third quarter, but Des Moines Christian has really seemed to be unwavered here in these moments. But again, with the clock continuing to wind down, the pressure continues to get packed. Addie Etker. How many times, Darren, have we seen her tonight just be methodical, be patient, knowing when to attack, and gets back to the free throw line.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's the thing is her patience. That's the biggest thing I've noticed tonight with her is she's not rushing things. She's waiting for the defense to give her what she's looking for, and then she's driving and attacking, just as you said. Just phenomenal basketball player.
Edgar now 3 for 5 from the free throw line tonight. She has 17 points. Her and Abby Hall each with 17 to lead the way for the Lions. Kenna Kramer has 17. Emma Townsley with 15 on the other side for Benton. Trailing by 5. Townsley dish to Junkie for 3. And she was fouled while putting that one up.
Yeah. And we talked about Junkie earlier. She, had that foul, but then she made a good defensive play and comes back and will get 3 opportunities here.
So Zoe Junkie, who had been coming off the bench for the majority of the season, got the start here tonight. Knocks down the first free throw. And, you talk about these two teams and how great of seasons they've had. They both had to overcome losses of some significant seniors from a year ago. For Benton, you lose your program's all-time leading scorer, and still just no skip.
Yeah, Jenna Tweed, 20 points per game last year at Kirkwood now, and a big part of that team. But you got other girls filling in for her.
Helping pave the way for the Bobcats. Bobcats pressing a little bit, but Des Moines Christian easily gets it across the timeline. Both teams with 2 fouls apiece.
Just when you think it's one team has got more momentum than the other, then we come back, and now DMC wants a timeout. They're just going to take a 30 here to talk about this one. I think Coach Harkin was mentioning that because they kind of backed up towards the half-court line. I think he was trying to tell them that, hey, we're going to slow things down. We're going to take a timeout. Let's talk about it under a minute.
So we'll keep it here again. How about the job for Chris Harkin, assistant coach at Ankeny Centennial, of course, of being able to be one of the assistants under Scott DeYoung, a 7-time state champion. They came up a little bit short earlier today, but this was a team that lost 2 key starters from last season, Erin Miller and Caitlin Mumm. I know we highlighted it at the top of the broadcast, but they too have been able to pick up the pieces in a big way with really a history-making season up to this point with 23 wins.
Yeah, absolutely, and they took over for Brad Johnson, who coached this team last year, and comes in and they don't really skip a beat. I mean, they're right back here, and that was kind of what they wanted to do is, hey, let's just take that momentum from last year. We lost a couple of pieces. Let's be a full-rounded team this year, and let's get back down there. Let's run for a title.
They are 55 seconds away from getting to the semifinals, but can Benton come up with the critical stop? 3 seconds on the shot clock. Hall. Rebound by Benton. Benton has 2 timeouts left. Des Moines Christian with 4.
Well, so one thing I said in the pregame, if you're Benton, don't give up, and they were down by almost double digits not too long ago. Now they have a chance to take the lead.
Lots of swings of momentum, especially here in the second half. 3 would have been big for Piper Nelson. Hector, critical rebound there for the Lions. Timeout. Going to be called once again by Des Moines Christian. Will be a full timeout. We'll take a quick break here with it being a 2-point ball game with 17 seconds to go on the Girls Union Network, powered by Mid-American Energy.
Mid-American Energy, we're one company serving 1.6 million people who all need energy that's available 24/7. That's why we work 24/7. That's why we make investments in our systems that make us more resilient to extreme weather. That's why we generate power from all available resources to cover the variables in supply and demand. And that's why when the power is knocked out, we work around the clock to restore power to you. Mid-American Energy, obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
Heart-pounding finish here to this Class 3A quarterfinal. Saving the best for last, this matchup as.
Look at the dance moves.
I tell you, the student sections have absolutely brought it. Everyone has been so excited to get back here to Wells Fargo Arena for the state tournament, and he is just absorbing all of the camera time right now, and why not?
Speaking of dancing, all the dance crews that have come out here at halftimes and put on shows today have been phenomenal.
Yes. Bennett quickly wrapped around. Again, fouls to give here for Benton.
And that's why Benton was screaming for a foul quickly after that last miss, because they knew that you have so many fouls to give with short amount of time.
So just a few seconds have been shaved off the clock.
Townsley was really close to poking that one away and getting a steal there. Now Benton wants to take a timeout and talk about it. They're just going to take a third. Oh, no, they do take a full. No, third.
So 30-second timeout. That'll give both sides the time to talk things over here. So Benton is down to 1 timeout. Des Moines Christian has 3. And again, the next foul here by the Bobcats will put the Lions in the bonus. Meanwhile, Des Moines Christian has 2 team fouls.
And that timeout might be to talk about who we want to foul, right? Who do we want to foul? Who do we not want to foul? That's probably one of those conversations that's being had in the timeout there.
So just all about identifying personnel.
Yeah, when you look up and down this Des Moines Christian team, 63% so far as a team. Best, they're right around there, that 60-ish with a lot of their athletes.
Oh my goodness! Not handling the inbounds is Des Moines Christian. And the Lions call a timeout, as it will be Benton basketball below their basket. 30-second timeout, so now the situation has changed rather drastically.
Yeah, oh, absolutely. Now it's like, okay, what do we do? Do we get an inbound pass for a 2 and play for overtime, or do we put the ball in? I mean, that's the thing is, it doesn't have to just be Kramer. It could be, why can't it be Townsley? Why can't Jungie? She had a 3-year opportunity. I mean, all these different athletes, we don't just have to go to Kramer. We want to go to Kramer, but we have other people we can go to.
And so for the Lions, knowing that there are so many options offensively for Benton, who do you keep close tabs on? Bruce with the handle, picked up by Kelly. Now it's Townsley. Off to the corner, 3. May have been partially blocked, and now Benton has to commit a quick foul, and they do, as Gianna Bennett, who has 12 rebounds here on the night, was in the perfect spot to grab it, and now both teams will walk to the other end of the floor.
Yeah, Townsley had a drive there, and she decided to drive and kick, and you have a good look, and obviously we mentioned a lot of options, there for Benton. But hey, there's still a lot of, 3 seconds of basketball could take a while sometimes.
Nothing but nylon for Gianna Bennett. Full timeout going to be called on the floor. Here with 3.4 seconds remaining, we will go ahead and stay here and Just to recap our earlier Class 3A quarterfinals, Esterville Lincoln Central, thanks to an over 40-point performance from Haley Stokes. They were able to get past Forest City, a team that you cover, Saren. They really fought there till the very end. That's a team that's going to be really one to look for in the top of Iowa Conference. And then, of course, Mount Vernon really looking like a strong team in their game against Harlan. So this 3A bracket has been a lot of fun to watch.
Yeah, exactly. And that's the thing is, Haley Stokes, she's obviously the player to watch in 3A. Career high 44 points for her tonight. But, yeah, Mount Vernon looked, they looked about as good as anybody out there today. So you got Esterville, Mount Vernon, this Des Moines Christian team, this Benton team could get hot. You look at all the points that were put up in our previous matchup as well. There's a lot of good teams here in 3A.
And we're just getting started tomorrow. We'll see 4A and some good play in 2A and 1A to come as well. The second of two free throws here for Gianna Bennett. Rattles in and out. Who was the last off of? Oh, the Bobcats couldn't quite bring in the rebound with three players right there.
Yeah, they kind of collided there, unfortunately. It was one of those rebounds where it's like, hey, we know we want to have this rebound, so everybody went to get it, and unfortunately when everybody goes to get it, it just unable to grab it.
So the rebound is brought in, and the Des Moines Christian Lions are roaring into the semifinals. And a game that went right down to the very end. Des Moines Christian 49, Benton 46. Des Moines Christian sets a new school record with 24 wins. They're not done yet. Meanwhile, Benton, congratulations, the Bobcats. Head coach Jeff Zittergruen on another trip here to state. It came up just a little bit early of an exit that they wanted, but 18-7, and this is the kind of matchup that we expected, Saren.
Yeah, we thought this from the beginning. It was going to come down to the last shot. It essentially did. And, 3 straight years for Benton. Nothing to hang your hat on. You got plenty, there.
So now the awards presentation. Here we go back to Joe Hammond.
Player will receive a commemorative basketball provided by the Iowa Farm Bureau, proud title sponsor of the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union. Presenting awards from the IGHSAU are Gene Berger and Gary Ross. Congratulations to head coach Jeff Zittergruen and the Bobcats from Benton Community on an outstanding basketball season. And now, Abby Hall will advance her team to the next round on the official bracket at center court. Des Moines Christian fans, your team advances to the semifinals and will play the winner of Solon and Dubuque-Wahlert on Thursday, February 29th at 3:15 p.m. Fans on behalf.
So you heard it right there. Des Moines Christian will await the winner of Solon and Wahlert Catholic. That'll be the first game to tip off on day 2 here at Wells Fargo Arena. But that puts a close to our opening day here at State. On behalf of our entire hard-working crew, led by our producer, Randy Nielsen, and for my broadcast partner, Saren Engelstad, I'm Hunter Phillips here, signing off from Wells Fargo Arena in Des Moines, and we thank you for watching our live coverage of the 2024 Girls State Basketball Tournament presented by the Iowa Farm Bureau on the Girls Union Network, powered by Mid-American Energy.